evolution is upon us. And we're being upgraded. Our DNA is being upgraded. We're actually receiving this light. And in the information in this video today is going to be important throughout the rest of this year, because this is not going to stop. It is going to continue. And it's very important for your journey to learn how to navigate these energies efficiently, because you're not going to be able to stop. You can't say, oh, please stop. I was joking around with my friends, please stop, please. No, we can't stop it. So we're going to have to learn how to navigate it. We have to learn a little bit more about ourselves. In today's message, your Uncle Mike will be sharing a little bit about his lifelong journey, actually. And the intensity of the energy, it could be so strong that it actually gets you to start, you start reflecting on your life, and things start to make sense. You might be on your spiritual awakening journey. You're understanding life in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration now. And in the future, now you could reflect on your past, and you could think about all the ways of your life, the symptoms that you've experienced, maybe since you were a teenager, right? And I'm going to share about my journey. And I think that sharing it is going to be helpful for many people, especially maybe you're a younger individual and you're not, the way that you go about life is not the quote unquote normal. Nothing is normal. We're all individuals having a journey. And a lot of people, they can't fit into that matrix reality. So you came to this message for a reason. We have to understand at this point that solar activity is driving this. So you're going to come back to this video maybe over the next few weeks, the next few months. You have an understanding that solar activity is driving this. Human consciousness, brain waves are influenced by solar activity. And you might be experiencing ascension symptoms, DNA activation symptoms. You're thinking differently about who you were. No, you were never junk, dear one. Remember those people? You have junk DNA. It's funny, right? Those that know. No, we actually have energy amplifiers, yeah. And 93% of the function of DNA is responsible for light and sound reception and transmission. So if you just stumbled on the live stream, maybe you found the replay, maybe found your Uncle Mike for the first time, why don't you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And let's go on the Our Everyday Lives light ship. Oh, we're going on right now. And we're going to new heights. And awareness is the precursor to change. Once you become aware, you could start implementing changes for your everyday life. And I'm going to be giving you a whole bunch of them in this very powerful live stream today. And you're feeling this. You can't deny these things any longer. And I want this message to be utilized for any of the upcoming, because you know it's coming. You know it cannot be stopped. This is where we are. It's part of, it is a way of life. So I'll give you an everyday life example. You in the past, you might have said, oh, I want to go to the beach. Oh, I want to know what to wear tomorrow. How am I going to work? And you check the weather, right? You say, oh, it's going to rain, right? Oh, it's going to be so now that's maybe physical. Now we have to go into the energetics. Now we have to check what the solar activity is doing for us and how we can navigate this. And I really take things, and it is quite complicated, and what we do on this channel is we simplify these things, because guess what? Every person that's living through this event has to deal with this. And that's why we want to put these messages out there, so a person can receive this message and say, oh, you know what? I can do this for my life. There could be a family, maybe a person living alone, maybe a teenager that's waking up. Any person could stumble across this message and benefit their lives. And, this activity, the NOAA said it's going to persist into Wednesday. So I'm leaving a message, and we know we're being bathed in this energy for a sustained period of time. You know, I've shared, if you're going to change your life, you need to hold a frequency, right, for a sustained period of time. And sometimes we get assistance. Oh, yeah. And so this energy is going to persist for a sustained period of time. That's where it's not, oh, just yeah, just do it once. You know, on this channel, I share about my fitness journey, right? We do all three phases on this channel: physically, mentally, spiritually. Okay. And, you know, like I coach people up in the gym. You know, it's like you can't just go to the gym one day. Oh, I did it, right? So this journey, this ascension journey, it takes hard work and dedication. That's the truth, actually. That's the truth. True ascension. And some people, I thought I'm just going to show up for one day. No, that's not how it works. I've shared this on this channel for a long time. I know there's always new people. There's no differentiation. It's the same concepts that you would use for your everyday life. You want to be successful in your business. You want to be successful at your job, in anything. Well, guess what? You have to be successful at Ascension right now. This is like the coolest thing ever. Everyone, 1,000 people could write it in the comments. Literally, I am successful at Ascension. So that's what this message is all about. So in the now moment, and I'm going to teach you what I did. I'm just being a lighthouse. Everyone could do whatever they want to do. How did I, especially in the past 24 hours, how do I navigate these harsh energies? Okay, so it has been very harsh on the body, and as I have been sharing, for me, there is a tremendous pain, a resonance, a pressure at the base of my spine. Are you feeling it in your spine? I know a lot of people. I collaborate with people, you know, hang out with people, you know, and I always read the comments. Please leave comments. I do read the comments. You're feeling this in the base of your spine, most of you. And some people, you know, I'm discussing with people right now. They don't feel it exactly where I'm feeling it, but they're feeling it in their bone structure, right? There's a resonance that's going on, and you feel this pressure that's inside of you. And, you know, really feeling this pressure in the spine got me to reflect. Recently, also, in the past, 48 hours, experiencing, like, are you experiencing flashes in the eyes? I actually woke up last night. So I share about, listen, and I joke about my walnut bladder, but you might be going through ascension symptoms, and you have to wake up. You go through water. You have to stay hydrated. You might wake up in the middle of the night, but I woke up last night, and it's supposed to be dark, and I'm seeing all these flashes, and I'm like, what's going on? Did you experience that? If you're live, you can hit the starburst in the chat, write a comment. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're seeing like lights and like you're seeing flashes in your line of sight, is the best way that I can explain that. The starbursts are coming in as I watched the live stream. Okay, so you might be experiencing this, especially if you wake up. It's pitch black, but you're seeing flashes of light in your line of sight. Okay, and the last thing that it was very evident that this has been happening: sneezing. Yeah, all of a sudden I start sneezing for no reason, having a sneezing fit, and then it goes away. And then hours later, all of a sudden, sneezing again. Is that you? Are you sneezing? You can just write sneezing if you're sneezing as well. All of a sudden, I'm sneezing. I don't have a cold. I just start sneezing out of the blue. And some of you, so what's the everyday life example that we might have experienced? Have you ever gone out in the sun? You were inside, you go out in the sun is so bright, and you look at the sun, and all of a sudden you sneeze. Have you ever experienced that? So now this energy is so strong, you don't even have to be outside. You can just be sitting in your house, and the energy's coming in, and you're just like, you're sneezing for like absolutely no reason. And this is an ascension journey. We had to receive codes that come into our DNA receptors to tell us how to upgrade, to tell us how our bodies need to change. We did not come into this world. We were not born with everything. Several months ago, it's still on the channel page, I said we're going on soul retrieval, and we're retrieving lost fractals an essence of our soul, and now we are becoming complete. We could not fit this all in the beginning. We had to go through this, and many people are going through this. We're upgrading right now. So you might now reflect on your life, and I'm going to share about my journey. I wasn't normal. This was not like what maybe everyone did. I did know some people that like, because you didn't know, growing up in high school and in college, this was not like a thing, Ascension. There was no information about it. So I had to go through things and not understand what I was really feeling. In the last few days, it really got me to reflect on my life. And so right now, the pain at the base of my spine is so intense. It's like, how quickly can I lay down, right? I should just do the lay down on the floor and do the live stream, right? But even sitting down, it's not as intense right now as it was the previous, like 3 days. It's starting to get a little bit better. But it got me to reflect on my life and how soon can I lay down. I actually spend a lot of time laying down. And, certain things like this maybe not be normal. So I could go back in my time machine in my brain and I go back to when I was in high school and college. And I remember that I went through my day. I went to high school. I did the classes. I came home. I had to lay down on the floor. Okay, I went to college, right? Went to the university, right? I come home. I had to lay down on the floor. And if anyone is getting this, maybe you had to experience this over the course of your life. All of a sudden, it was just cold, and this is something that I had to do. And I just took a pillow. I put the pillow on a nice hard floor. Like a brick hard. I lay on the stones, nice hard floor. And I have to lay down on the floor for a bit of time. Oh, the day, just going through the day was very, I just felt it, and I just felt the need, I could say the pressure on the spine, but I had to lay on the floor. And maybe maybe there's people, I'm actually reading the chat right now. Did you have to? Southern Texan is writing that, right? Did you have to lay on the floor? Maybe you're going to high school, maybe you're going to college, and you say, oh, I'm not, like, something at the end of the day, it's I have to lay on the floor for a little bit of time. Come home, rest, lay on the floor. So, going through what I'm feeling right now, it got me really to reflect on that. And how quick can I lay down on the floor? So maybe that resonates with you. So how do you, during this intensity of the energy in our body, how can we navigate it at this time? So exercise and movement, even though I feel like I'm like 200 years old, I'm going to be 200 years old, just like Wolverine. We're living differently right now as we activate our DNA. So many of us might live to 200 years old. Isn't that great? Oh, better start living the best life that you want to experience, because you might be doing this for several hundred years. I'm over 200 years. Some people get it. Exercise and movement, right? So even though my back is, stiff, exercise and movement. How do I know? So you have to know thyself, a lot. And I'm trying to coach people up to know. You really have to know thyself. You have to know your point of homeostasis. What do you do? Know everything you do. I know that I did not injure my back. All of a sudden, right? So I'm experiencing this pain, the pressure, and you have to. What is energy? It is the ability to cause change. So I notice changes. So for me, I'm feeling the pain on the left side, like it's on the lower back, but it's on the left side of the back. And guess what has happened? Guess what has happened? All of a sudden, instantaneously, the pain will be on the left side, and then for a short period of time, it goes to, oh, I'm feeling it on the right side, but I was feeling it on the left side for hours. Then for a short period of time, the pain is on the right side, and then it switches back to the left side. So that's how I know that this is energy that's moving around and doing things. It's doing what it needs to do. And a lot of you that are familiar with Ascension symptoms, you got to allow this energy to do what it needs to do. So I exercise, I do movement. Walking the front line. I do this thing where I walk, just walking with the salt water, right? The front line of the ocean. And the most important thing, I've been floating in the salt water. So I know not everyone's by an ocean, but, maybe make a salt bath. But floating in the salt water has been absolutely helpful for the pain that I'm feeling at the base of the spine during this time period. Floating in the salt water, the salt of the earth. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So that is actually very important. So I move, I exercise, do the walk, float in the water, and what I consume. And what I have consumed that, like, I'm just absolutely, you have to listen intuitively, listen to what your body is asking you. So I've been eating, I shared it the other day, meat and potatoes right now, so grounding. So what I've been doing, I take the grass-fed beef, I take a bunch of potatoes, they're all together in a bowl, and I'm taking the pink salt and I'm grinding and I'm loading it up. I'm putting the pink salt all over it. So I have a nice, beautiful bowl. It's got the grass-fed beef, the delicious grounding potatoes, and loaded with pink salt. I'm grinding it, right? And I eat it, and I'm actually feeling a lot better. So you might feel your energy is like, you actually maybe need to be grounded at this time. So if you're feeling, important, you have to right now listen to thyself. I listen to myself, and this is one of the things I had to learn on my journey, because of everyone thinks they know. So now we get to the part of the message where Uncle Mike eviscerates the trolls. Okay. So the other day when we had a first blast, I ate the meat and potatoes, and I always read the comment section, and this individual creeps in, "Oh, meat and potatoes is part of the agenda." Wow. Yeah, meat and potatoes is part of the agenda. Okay. So you could go crawl in the corner, you sit there. You could eat your soy, whatever the heck you want to eat. Your Uncle Mike, your daddy, yeah. He's going to eat meat and potatoes right now. And he's going to load it up with salt. Oh, the salt of the earth. Yeah, the salt. So you could see people gaslight you for eating that. And you will also mainstream people, and I'll break this down very, very carefully. Salt, there will be people that say, oh, salt is bad for you. Now, sodium is bad for you. Table salt is bad for you, right? But the salt of the earth is so important for you. So this is how deep you have to go. You can't just sit there because a person on the interweb, right? You know about the internet? Someone on the internet is going to tell you, oh, salt is bad for you. Okay, so now we have to go, a person that is conscious and aware, and you know how deep you have to go right now. Ready? Table salt, not good for you. Absolutely, right? And sodium, where you have a lot of products that are loaded with sodium, not good for you. But when it comes to maybe pink Himalayan salt, pink salt, sea salt, Celtic salt, a lot of you know these things right now, okay? This is the salt with the micronutrients that you need in your body. So I make sure, and I'm just naturally cold. Some friends that watch me eat, they laugh because I'm salting it all, right? And the chat is blowing up. You can write salt of the earth if this resonates with you. So look at what I discussed today, right? I floated in the salt water. I am ingesting the salt. I put salt on my food. It's amazing. We live in a world that people say, oh, you put salt on your food. It's wild. Isn't it wild? Here on this channel, your Uncle Mike is going to teach you all how to listen to thyself and live your everyday life. Because we live in a world, right, on social media where people, they think they know. They think they know. But all we can do is be a lighthouse and listen to ourselves. I have to listen to myself. If my body tells me eat the meat and potatoes, I want to eat potatoes today. Very cool to eat the potatoes right now. Very grounding, comes from the earth. The potato, wow. And a lot of the things that you need or you might be called to do at this time, very natural. Very natural. Get back to nature. Eating the organic potatoes, very important. Grinding up the sea salt, very important. Hughes, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Thanks, Mike, for sharing your blessings. Love you. I love you, Hughes. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. So this is the stuff that you might be called to do, the salt of the earth. So this energy, and remember, we're carrying electrical current in the body. Your nerves. And that's, we're not realizing, a lot of people are not realizing, you say, oh, you think electronics, oh, you plug it into electric, you have electricity running through you. You have trillions of cells, 1.4 volts per cell. You have trillions of volts of electricity going through you. And this energy is known as chi. Educate yourself. Start getting back to the basics. Disconnect from the matrix. Unplug yourself, right? Be like, ooh, I unplugged myself. You got to unplug. You got to unplug yourself. And I'm here to tell you, there is so many things that are out there that can distract you. And I've learned, and all I could do is be the lighthouse. You cannot be, people want to get, oh, solar flares, it's not real. Light codes are not real. Okay, that's fine. But we have work to do. We're going to be here after the solar flash. We're going to keep going and going and going. We want to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. We want to ascend and ascend and ascend, right? That's what we want to do. Take ownership of your life. Put your best foot forward. Take responsibility and accountability for your everyday life. On a daily basis, I set standards. I got to learn something new. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to constantly listen to myself. I'm going to constantly educate. What do I have to eat? Time for this, time for that. And I know there's always new people on the channel. You have to listen to yourself. There was a time period. I had to eat mushrooms. I had this craving for mushrooms. Every day I ate mushrooms. Oh, I ate all these mushrooms. Oh, I felt this, delicious mushrooms. Then it got to a point I don't even want to look at a mushroom anymore. Didn't want to eat them no more. So that's a real life example of when you're listening to your intuition, what you're told to eat. So right now, top priority, at least for me, is the potatoes, right? Eating these things. So important to listen to yourself. Don't listen to trolls. Listen to yourself. Let your Uncle Mike be the one to tell you. Because you're going to see, I got to do, this is good. I mean, we see this even in I'll give you a real life example. I've known this since I'm a kid. Studies show, and they talk about eggs, and there was one year, eggs are bad for you. Eggs are good for you. Eggs are, it's so confusing. So all you need to do, you got to eat something. How does it make you feel? That's literally where we are in life right now. You have to listen to how things make you feel. Know that these solar flares, the energy that's coming in, it is planted, right? The seeds that I plant today will not bear fruit today. Okay, so you are experiencing maybe things inside of you that are, bubbling up to the surface. So the same thing, so that we are experiencing changes. I'm just checking the live stream because we're glitching again. Please hit the like button if today's message is resonating with you. I'm so grateful if you hit that like. It really does make a difference. Appreciate it. You have to know thyself, know you feel changes inside of you, the micro and the macrocosm. This energy is bubbling up, it's filling up, so it changes you. Well, guess what? It also happens on the earth. And it's bubbling under the surface of the earth. We will continue to experience earthquakes as well. How massive will the earthquakes be? Don't know. But when we have increased solar activity, it is usually associated with increased earthquakes and volcanism. And it doesn't happen the moment that the solar, it happens on a delay. So and I always share, things happen energetically before they manifest physically. So we might see, and we probably will see, earthquakes on the earth. You're experiencing quote unquote earthquakes within yourself. It's always the micro and the macrocosm. So as this energy, it's building up inside of you. It's going to continue to build up inside of you. And it's building up on the earth as well. So this is not can't be stopped. Nothing could stop it. So what we need to do is learn how to ride the waves. The electromagnetic waves are coming in. And that's where we have to stay focused on. You have to stay focused on yourself. We will see a massive wave of awakening. You say, why is that? Because solar activity is connected to human consciousness. We will become, as a collective, more conscious of things for the rest, this year is spiking like never before. There's no coincidences, only synchronicities, right? We're seeing so much being revealed. At the same time, we're seeing these increased solar flares. So this information, tracking the solar flares, understanding solar activities and how it changes us, it's part of our everyday lives now. You have to stay focused. Don't get lost. It's easy to get lost. But when you're focused on yourself, that power, you're activating a power inside of you like never before. You have the ability to live the life that you want to experience. You have the ability to improve your wellness in all three phases, physically, mentally, and spiritually on this channel. Yeah, all three phases of life. And again, you are now 27 minutes into this video, right? Keep going. There is no differentiation between spirituality, right? Your spiritual aspects and the physical, right? It's all connected. Energy. To quote unquote make it through the solar flash, you must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Period. You have to. And that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. We have to expand our consciousness. We have to have awareness. Why? Because awareness is the precursor to change. Now I'm aware of things. Now I could make changes. I could do a better job. This true ascension is the same thing like everything else in your life. We're not here to be victims. We're not here to be parasitical energies. That's what the modern society has. We're going to take ownership of our life. We're going to put our best foot forward. We're going to implement changes. We're going to eat better. We're going to live better. We're going to be more efficient. And you, which is a major thing, please comment. This is the number one thing in the past, 2 years. Really critique your everyday life. Are you eating less? Are you called to eat less? And that's why, which I had to learn, okay? And I enjoy taking out the accountability mirror on myself, because if I want others to do better, I could say, how did I do better? How did I change? In the past and being into fitness and bodybuilding, it's not actually about eating as much, right? Nature agrees, right? I think the mic is picking it up, right? You hear it? It's not just about eating as much as possible, but eating efficient. So I am eating less. And I don't have the appetite to eat so much. So what I got to make sure I do is when I eat food, I make sure it's nutrient dense. And you save money eating less food too, right? You're only getting maybe half. Please let us know in the comments. Are you eating less? Are you considerably? You could notice, like, wow, I used to be hangry all the time. I got to eat more. And now you don't live that way anymore. You don't have to constantly eat. So you are, getting by with eating more efficiency, because we want to run like a well-oiled machine, a light body. Okay. So your density is changing. And again, no one's gonna tell you these things. It's not gonna be on on the news. You got to know thyself. You got to listen to the changes. You got to listen to your body. And this is where your accountability, right? Your soul, you're not the body, you're the energy that operates the body. Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about the signal, and your trillions of cells need to receive the signal through your DNA, the signal. Your soul is that energy. This is our avatar. I mean, they made a movie about it, the Avatar, right? And this is the vehicle. We still have to, even though we're not this physical, we are the energy that's operating this vehicle. You still got to make sure the vehicle is running like a well-oiled machine. These solar flares are not going to stop, and your Uncle Mike is here to guide you all the way through. So if today's message resonates with you, I'm very grateful. If you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to help you improve your life in all three phases: physically, mentally, and spiritually. We have so much on this channel. We have a beautiful community of authentic people that don't judge. We're all different backgrounds. We come in with all different backgrounds, but we're the same vibrational frequency. Yeah. So embrace the authentic, the true ascension. And you're going to be just fine, kids. So I love you all. Let us know in the comments, are you feeling the intensity of this recent batch of solar activities that are coming in, right? And they say it's going to last for several days. So right now, it's really important to get this message. I hope I was as detailed as possible. What aspects are going to help you? Do you eat potatoes right now? You're called to eat potatoes. Let us know in the comments. And remember, start listening to yourself, because regret is worse than failure. Get back to nature. Oh, yeah. Get back to nature. Let's get back to the basics, baby. Let's get back to the basics. And these things are going to help you on your journey. We have TikTok, Facebook, Patreon. New posts on all of the other platforms. The links are in the description. I appreciate you. Really appreciate the sharing. Please share this out like you had never shared it before, because this is going to be part of everyday life, these solar flares, especially for the rest of this year. And it's going to catapult us. This is the catalyst, ready? This is the catalyst for where we're moving as humanity, as a species, as a society. So I love you all. Leave comments, share the video, daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You could even set an alarm on your phone. Head over to the channel page, check out the first playlist. If you're new, it's going to help catch you up to where we are. We're constantly growing on every single day. It's your time, kid. It's your time to shine. Yeah. We're activated. We went on soul retrieval. Now it's time to embrace the person that you came here to be. I'm the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. That's all you got to do. I love you all. Hang in there. Ground. Take care of your energy. Keep going, kid.